Hey everyone, Lisa Finkel coming to you from Finkel Pottery in Prince Edward Island, Canada, on the east coast of Canada, with a pretty short kiln unload. The kiln was full, but it was full of a lot of bowls, so as we all know, that takes up a lot of room. Before I get started, if you're watching this at any point, Tiffany, I just wanted to send out good wishes to Tiffany from Hobble Creek Pottery, and I know a lot of you follow her. And she's an amazing potter, an amazing spirit. I love watching her videos. And she's had a lot of bad luck. Like she as some of you know, like she's had issues with knee replacements and some not great things there. And then was on the mend and then got in a car accident. And she, like, I'm not a hand builder, I'm not a sculptor, but she's done so many great instructional videos. And I've actually attempted some stuff because of you, Tiffany, if you're watching. So, and she's got a beautiful spirit. So best wishes out to you, Tiffany. I hope you feel better. We're waiting for you, but you take your time, heal, take care of yourself. And when you come back, we're going to be ready for you. So some things about this kiln unload. So some of you have reached out about the Camille Hoffman slow cool schedule, and I've posted it. And actually, I'll post it again in this video, or I'll post the link to the video that I put it in. And people have asked, well, if I wanted to go hotter, do I add a new ramp or whatever? No, you don't have to do that. Like, I play with that top temp all the time. Like this last load, I bumped my temp up from 2185 to 2190. And I was going from like a cool 6 to a true 6 this time. So 5 degrees made that difference. Now keep in mind, if I go to 2230, which is a true cone 6, and my kiln does not need an offset, it fires pretty true up to this point. And if I put it up to 2230, which is the temp for cone 6, I might get a cone 7, because on a slow cool, you're creating more heat work in the kiln. So you're going to have a higher cone than maybe what you're targeting for. So take your time when you're playing with that slow cool schedule. If you've never done one before, if you're comfortable with slow cool schedules, do whatever you want to do. But right now I think I'm going to keep it at 2190. I liked the melt I was getting on this particular load, so we'll see. Sometimes I'm tempted to like drop the slow cool, but oh man, I hate pinholes so much that I just say the heck with it. I'm just going to slow cool everything. Anyway, on to what was in this load. I'm going to save the best for last, like last time. So I've got a few bowls I'm really excited to show you guys. Yeah. But to start with, I had made my daughter some dishes for Christmas, and she wanted some smaller sort of GP bowls or general purpose bowls. So I'm just using the same glaze I used on her dishes for Christmas. So the bottom, so I have 3 of these. Whoops. Just little, she wanted like dippy size or yogurt size bowls. So the bottom to about here is alabaster, a dip. Then brush on 3 coats of Autumn Purple Spectrum and 3 coats of Spectrum Autumn Purple. And when it goes over alabaster, you get this pink, which is really kind of cool. So I like that. I also wanted to try a very similar treatment with glaze, but I wanted to try with Fairy Rose because I'd gotten a new thing of Fairy Rose. And I wanted to see how Fairy Rose would behave on the darker clay. I know it's beautiful on white clay. So here it is. It's a little pink, really. If I have room in the kiln, I may just throw some flux on that to try to tone it down a little bit, because to me, that's just a little too pop. But inside is really cool. So inside is 3 coats of pearl white and probably 2 coats of Fairy Rose, or maybe 1. And look, you're getting those pink tendrils. I don't know if you're picking it up on the camera, but that's pretty cool. So the inside I love. It's just this I'm not super fond of, but live and learn. I did a set of 4 bowls in pearl white. Pearl white is amazing. Molly, the Happy Homestead, or no, Homestead. Oh, dang, Molly. Homestead Pottery, maybe. She turned me on to pearl white, and oh my God, pearl white. Look, like the variation you get in color, especially with it on dark clay, it gets these bluey tones, which is so beautiful. So this was 3 coats in and out, and probably to about here. It didn't drip a ton. I know if This was about a true cone 6. If it had been a hot cone 6, I might have got more drippage, but I didn't want any more drippage. Ooh, that one dripped. That was close. I didn't want a whole lot more drippage than that. So there's your pearl white in action. In action. So these, I'm going to try to remember what colors I used because the colors got so muted, it's a little difficult for me to remember what I used. But I know for sure that it's just my Studio White inside. And then, and these are just dimpled tumblers. And then I did Alabaster all the way to the top, a dip. Then I did 2 coats of Pearl White. And then I have 4 of them. And I did 2 coats of Pearl White. So on all of them, I put 2 coats of Pearl White over the Alabaster. Then I just tried some different colors on top of that. So this one was Mako Frosted Lemon. So you get a lot of the Pearl White effect on this one, except for if you look really carefully on the bottom, you can see some of that yellow lemon shining through. So there's that. This one is the Fairy Rose over the Pearl White. Look at that. Isn't that pretty drippage? I love how Fairy Rose gets like that sometimes. This one, I think, this is where I'm not totally certain. Pretty sure this one is Autumn Purple, but it got pink on it. But there was a lot of glazes happening there. And this one is Cactus. Look how chartreusey it got. So it really was playing with that pearl white a little bit. But it's really cool. Like, I think it's fun for summer if you had like a limey drink in that or something. It's cute. This is just a little dip bowl that I made. I refired it and I didn't put enough glaze in the bottom. I was scared I had too much glaze in the bottom. So I don't think I'll bother refiring it again. It's smooth. It's covered. It's just the white didn't cover. So the inside is Pearl White. Outside is Coyote Lake Blue to the top. Then a dip in Laguna Power Turquoise. Then Flux. Then a like dabby line of Raspberry Mist, which I've done before. Because it refired, a lot of the pink fired out and it came down. Normally it's about here. But it was just a little bowl. It was just playing with colors and stuff. So that was good. Now I did get, oh no, I'll show you one more bowl. So this bowl is like the set of 4 I showed you. So Pearl White inside, 3 coats. Outside is Alabaster with a coat of Pearl White and then a coat of Cactus. So once again, you're getting that kind of chartreusey greeny color, but it's subtle on this one. So Purple Haze has been in my rotation lately, and I had a brush-on bottle of it, and it is a beautiful glaze, but it is semi-translucent and takes a lot of coats, which I have no patience for. So I ended up buying a bucket, like a dry glaze from Pottery Supply House. And guys, it is such a good deal if you're from Canada. So if I buy 10 pounds of, let's say, I think the Coyote Lake Blue, I bought 10 pounds of that. And that was in Canadian. In America, it'd be tons cheaper because we have, our exchange is terrible. And I don't know about other countries. But so the Coyote Lake Blue for 10 pounds was $130. 22 pounds, 10 kgs, 22 pounds, and this is dry glaze, so then you mix it. 22 pounds of Purple Haze was $130. So much, much better deal. So this is the Purple Haze. So the inside, this part here is pure Purple Haze. And then on the rim, I put Autumn Purple because I wanted to see how it would play with the Purple Haze. That's pretty. It's just a little slab plate I made. I had a little leftover piece of clay, so I was just, sometimes if I have a certain shape, I'll just clean it up a bit and, you know, play with it a bit. So that's Purple Haze. Pottery Supply House Purple Haze. Pretty, pretty purple. Great price. This is a vase. Inside is my Studio White. Then it's Coyote Lake Blue, Coyote Lake Blue inside. No, I'm calling it Lake Blue again. Turquoise Lake, damn it. Turquoise Lake. I don't know why I want to call it Lake Blue. Must look like a lake to me. Turquoise Lake. So then I do a dip of Power Turquoise. Then up a little bit, I do a thick coat of Mako Light Flux, which usually is pretty thick anyway, so one coat is often enough. And then near the bottom of the flux, I did 2 coats of Raspberry Mist, and same on the inside. The inside held the pink a lot more, but that's not surprising because often the inside of vessels don't burn out as much as the outside. Maybe I don't see the same heat work, I don't know, but I really love that combo. So I still have a ton of glazes or mugs I have to glaze in the next few weeks. So I'm going to be doing a few in this treatment. All right. Anna from Anna's Clay House. I haven't had a chance to watch your video on how to sculpt birds, but I need to. I mean, this turned out fine. It's cute. But I think there's room for improvement. Now, I'm never going to be a finished sculptor. Like Anna, if you haven't checked out any of her stuff, she is so talented. Very finite, fine work. But sometimes the form of mine I can use a little, but I think you get the idea. It's a little yellow bird. And then it's either could be a cheese dish, but I designed it as a butter dish. Now, this would be a butter dish for a household that does not go through a ton of butter, because it wouldn't hold a ton of butter. But some people don't use a ton of butter, or there's just 2 people living in the house or whatever. So this is, I started with, this was dipped in Norse Blue. So that was the bottom. And then the top, I dipped it in Norse Blue up to the little birdie. Then I did a band of Mako Light Flux to about here. Then I painted the little yellow birdie and up to this little part of the rim here with 2 coats of Mako Frosted Lemon. And then just the accents on the bird, I just diluted some Mako designer liner and did that. It's pretty soft, and I kind of knew when I put it on, it probably would be soft, and that's okay. I didn't want a really harsh look on this. So it turned out pretty cute, I think. I really like it. So Anna, you're in my list of videos I have to watch. Next I've got 4 mugs from, they're made with transfers from Ceramica Transfers, and they're a Canadian company. And they have some really cool transfers. So these are underglaze transfers. So first up we've got Mr. Raccoon. How cute is he? We're getting a lot of glare because this has Amaco Mixing Clear over the transfer, and it's very shiny, which is what you want, but with this ring light it's hard to see him, but he's pretty cute. Maybe like that. So, and all I did for him was I put a little bit of my Deep Sea, Amaco Deep Sea Celadon. I think I just did 2 light coats for his little sweater, and then Mixing Clear over that, and I just waxed that then. And then I did a complete dip in Laguna Power Turquoise. And I think he turned out very cute. This guy would be my favorite. So this one is, look at him, Mr. Koala, so cute. His little Hawaiian shirt's in Wasabi, and then Mixing Clear, waxed. And then this one is dipped in Purple Haze. Now the Purple Haze, look how pretty that purple is. The Purple Haze, when I mixed it typically when I mix, and I know I should be measuring specific gravity, but I don't. And usually I can tell pretty easily from the way a glaze looks how thick it should be. Now it didn't come with any mixing instructions. So typically if I get 10 10 kgs of glaze, dry glaze, like dry ingredients when I'm making, because I do make my own glazes too, then I would start out with 9 liters of water, and then I would add more if I needed to, so 10 to 9, because some people say 10 to 10, some people said 10 to 8, but 10 to 9 usually works for me for most things, and then sometimes I add a little more. In this case, I did 10 to 9, and it's thin. And I knew when I dipped it, I could say, I thought to myself, that is not thick enough. So I just double dipped it. And double dipping is fine because it's thin, it dries fast, and then I just dip it again. Now I know when I use it, I'm just going to double dip. So that's fine. And sometimes you want a thin application, so that works okay. So he's pretty cute, I think. This guy, Mr. Bear, he's pretty cute too. So same idea, mixing clear, waxed. And then this was a complete dip in Laguna Power Turquoise. And then I think I just did 1 coat of seaweed on the rim. Seaweed, do you guys find, I find it so thin. So sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I only do a coat when I should do like 3 coats, but it takes a while to dry and it goes on so thin. So when I'm rushing, sometimes I'm not always 100% happy with that. But anyway, last one is Mr. Fox. He turned out cute. So he's got my Studio White inside, and then he's dipped on the outside in Alabaster. And then, and this is the Mix and Clear. And then this is my Studio Green that is dipped over the Alabaster. So the whole thing, there's some nice crystallization there. And the whole thing is matte. It's not a shiny glaze, it's a matte glaze. Some customers really love matte glazes. So anyway, I think it's very kind of foresty looking. I like it. Oh, and speaking of forests, congratulations to Amanda at Red F Designs, an amazing potter and glazer. And she's been sort of not posting for a while because she just had a baby girl and she lives in the woods. And guess what she called her little girl? Fern. How sweet is that? Amanda, I hope things are going well if you're watching this. Okay, what else to show you? This is Coyote Turquoise Lake. All the way on the outside. This is Honey Flux in the middle, 3 coats. And then, so the Turquoise Lake is not inside. Then I do a dip in Power Turquoise inside the rim and to about here. Same treatment as I did for the vase. So then Flux and then Raspberry Mist. So that's that. And you can see how the pink pretty well burned out in this one. So sometimes in bowls on the inside, I'll get a lot of pink. And this time I can just see tiny bits of pink. So that turned out. This bowl, I love it. It was going to be my ode to a watermelon. The inside part was inspired by Julia in Britain, I want to say, the UK. She posts a lot of beautiful pink glazes, and I think Sarah Walton has done this one too. And probably Nat probably has from Mud Magic. So y'all inspired me to try it. So the outside is Spectrum Soft Aqua, and I really like this glaze. 3 coats. Then the inside, this is the part that was inspired, was 2 coats of Amaryllis, and then over that 2 coats of kimchi, Spectrum Kimchi and Mako Amaryllis. And the Amaryllis, it was the very end of the bottle, so I had a lot of crystals. And look, so it wasn't really watermelon-y in the end, but it was so pretty. Like, check that out. The colors are amazing. My lighting seems to be going weird. And I was a little worried when I did it. The glaze was really thick on the bottom. And I thought, oh, pinholes. But I let it dry really, really well. So it did not go in the kiln for days. And I did not get any pinholing. And not that if it was damp, it probably wouldn't pinhole. It would probably crawl. And it didn't. So that was good. Last thing on the list. And this is probably not my favorite pottery piece that came out of the kiln, but it's my favorite glaze piece that came out of the kiln. So outside, Coyote Fairy Rose. So it's this beautiful bubblegum pink, 3 coats. Inside, wait for it. Check out this, guys. Wow, 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 wow. I don't even know if the camera's doing it justice. So inside is 3 coats of Spectrum Pearl White. And then on the rim is 2 coats of Fairy Rose over that, just 2 probably about here. And then the inside was, remember I told you it was at the bottom of that amaryllis jar. So what I did was I left the lid off and I just let it dry out because it was just coating the sides and the bottom of the jar. There was no real glaze in it anymore. And once it dried out really well, I just kind of squished the jar and all the glaze chips and stuff fell off in the bottom. And I had these big and little glaze chips, just pure amaryllis. And I just sprinkled them generously over the pearl white. And whoo, that is amazing. Now, it's just one of my wonky plates, so, but now I know that crystal glazes will behave like that on pearl white. I'm curious to try it with, like, I use a lot of olive float. I use a lot of blue hydrangea. So I want to try that on pearl white too, because that is a cool effect. That amaryllis is just amazing. The gift that keeps on giving. So that's it. I'm going to have lots of kiln loads over the next few weeks. I have a sale coming up in a few weeks' time, and I did a lot of bisquing and throwing, and now I'm in the glazing stage. So I don't know if all of you cycle your work like that, but I tend to when I have a sale coming up, and there is a sale coming up. So I'll be back, whether you want me or not. So thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.